It may have been a Saturday, but one schoolyard was buzzing with excitement.
For us in Compton, this is a wonderful day. A day where we come together in love to help one another. And I am reminded how good and pleasant it is when brothers and sisters come together in unity. Amen. And so today we're here in single purpose.
That purpose is called the Compton Initiative. The nonprofit has committed to restoring Compton for the next 40 years.
4 times a year, we come out to the city of Compton with over 1,200 volunteers.
Site manager Alma Vargas plans the day's events. She organizes the hundreds of volunteers, from members of her church to students, teachers, and residents of the community.
We are offering free painting, free services, and to love your neighbors, to love your city, and to bring the community back together.
It's truly amazing to stand before all of you. I mean, far more people than I had imagined here. But when I walked on this yard and I saw all of you here, young, older, various races, what I knew I was witnessing in evidence was God in work and faith. And what we all have here is faith for a better tomorrow. And I thank you for helping the schools in Compton Unified School District have a better tomorrow. We're working on the inside, and we thank you for what you're doing to make the environment be such that all of our children have a place to learn and grow.
Today the volunteers will paint Dominguez High School, Kelly Elementary, and 15 local houses. They split up into groups and are led to their sites by their team leader. Painting may seem simple, but first-year principal Rigoberto Roman says a few buckets of paint go a long way.
You have to have a clean and safe environment. Everyone deserves that. You know, if you lack certain resources, how can you compete with the rest of the world? If you don't expose children to what they deserve, the basics, a clean environment, no graffiti, they'll feel that they deserve only that.
The Compton Initiative shows how partnerships within a community accomplish more, which volunteer Mike Herman says is a recent trend.
When we first moved here, Compton was a stereotype. There was a lot of what you see in the news. It was amplified. We were kind of at the end of some of the major gang issues that's happened in the early to really through the whole 90s. And then we began hearing a buzz about people really working together and with churches and different organizations, finally understanding that synergy is a big part of everybody's focus, that we're stronger working together than we are as individuals.
Herman says that synergy makes students believe they're worth the effort.
One of our coordinators is an artist, and she did a beautiful mural. And when they interviewed kids as they came back, they said, wow, we didn't know people cared about our school like this. And so even though that's just aesthetics, that's just a painted wall, it creates a mindset. They say, okay, my school looks different now. Just because I live in Compton, the trash doesn't have to be on the ground.
What makes the Compton Initiative so different?
In a community like this, oftentimes you do rely on some external resource to come out and help empower. Yeah, there's definitely a sense of people from the outside coming in to help serve. And they're probably doing it because of this awareness of Compton and they need help. If that's only done from an external perspective, then it's just surface change. A big part of the Compton Initiative is to incorporate local leadership, like the local churches, like the principal being here today. He could have just sent kids out and they're the ones making the mess, they can clean it up. Then instead of a handout, it becomes a sense of empowerment, a sense of we're doing this ourselves. That superficial, if you will, or surface change then can be a catalyst for many other changes.
And that deeper change, Herman says, is best when it starts at an early age.
So we're really trying to focus on all the population, but specifically on the young, to help them understand my community doesn't have to look like this. And I'm a leader, even though I might be 6 or I might be 8 and go to school, I'm a leader. And if I put my trash on the ground, that has a direct impact on my community. This is the first step.
Principal Roman says change from within is the best kind.
You have to empower people from within You can't continue to ask people from outside to come and help, because once that help leaves or that manpower leaves, then so do the ideas and the determination and the passion for wanting the change. If you empower people and teach people how to be self-sufficient, be independent, you're actually laying a foundation for future generations. I can teach that on to my students. Let them know, hey, listen, guys, you don't have to go anywhere. This is it. This is what you know, and this is where you grew up. Make the most of it.
I'm real proud of being from Compton. Because a lot of the students, they want something. They wanted to do this, but a lot of people didn't know how or different things. And for someone to step up and get this together and then invite us and say, this is what we're going to do, it means a lot to have outside people showing that they care.
The work continues for nearly 5 hours, the volunteers only stopping for a quick prayer.
A lot of times, because we are coming with a biblical background, people do tend to just turn away from us. People do tend to close the door in my face. They don't want any, they don't want any help from a church or a particular religion. A lot of them don't see what we do. They've never seen free work or a community coming out together. They don't see that there is organizations out there that care about the community. So when we go out there with 1,200 volunteers, they're amazed, they're speechless, they've been touched by this.
I'm not a very religious person, but this is a great thing, and I know there's a great presence here. A lot of people coming together, uniting for a good cause, and giving children hope. That's as good as it gets.
Looks as though these paintbrushes have helped paint the bigger picture. This is Trisha Patel reporting from Compton.